Hey guys, it's Mike. Welcome back to the shop. This week's video, I've got a little bit of machine work, a little bit of viewer appreciation or YouTube generosity to share with you guys. I wanted to start off by thanking James Green and the other folks on the YouTube or Machining YouTube Facebook page. If you guys haven't been over there, check it out. It's a closed group, so you have to request permission. It's not something where people just post all kinds of crazy stuff. Try to keep it limited to machining stuff only. It's a great group of guys. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. I'm going to be machining the backplate for the Collet chuck today. I've been waiting on that. I finally got the D14 backplate, which you guys saw in last week's video. I just received a piece of tooling, or a set of tools, from a fellow YouTuber who knew that I was looking for to expand my micrometer set. He asked to remain nameless, so I'll respect his wishes, even though I wish he wouldn't, because I was completely blown away and I can't thank him enough. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. When I started making videos, I was watching Tom and Adam and seeing all the stuff that they received, and I've sent stuff to both of them, I did it to thank them because I've learned a lot from them. I've asked them both questions, and to get something from somebody else was it was an awesome feeling. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you guys what I got. Alright, so this was the gift that I received, and I was completely floored. It is a brand new set of Schar's micrometers. I've been looking at these. I was considering purchasing them. I just didn't have the cash to get them right away. I wanted to get the micrometers, so specifically I have 1 to 3, but I don't have anything that measures outside of that. And the back plate for the Collet chuck, I need a 5 or a 6 inch measurement on it. I haven't measured it yet, so I don't know exactly what size it is, and I didn't have anything. So I've been talking with different people, asking them for their advice, and I was actually talking to James Green about getting some of his old ones he said he'd part with, and I was going to do that. And I was asking the other person, my nameless donor, what kind of micrometers I really needed, what I should get. And he said, don't worry about it. Don't get anything. Don't spend any money. Just give it a week or so and you'll be getting something at your door. And so I got this box was in a much larger box, and I was very confused about what it was, but I opened it up and it was brand new. Everything was still wrapped in plastic. I opened it up because I'm like a little kid with a brand new toy. I wanted to play with it. So this was the gift that I got, and I cannot say thank you enough to you. You know who you are. Next little bit of tooling I got was I got some new tool holders for my mount, my quick change tool post, and these are the 250 102s, so it'll hold a 1/2 inch tool, and it's got the V groove cut down the middle. I got the information from the Facebook page that I mentioned in the beginning of my video. These are foreign, brand, but for the price and for what they are, you can't really beat it. These were, I think, $8 or $9 a pop, so I picked these up. I was really having issues because I only had 2 holders that had the V groove in the bottom, and I'm constantly, when I'm doing the different breaks, I like to have 2 or 3 boring bars set up, and I just couldn't do that. So I picked up a handful of these, and I'm going to get these all set up, move the other stuff around so that I have all my new Schar's turning tools that I got all set up and ready to go. And then this is what we're actually going to be working on. This is the old backplate, and it is a fairly light press fit into the back of the Collet chuck. So this is the reason I wanted to get the micrometers, because I want to take a measurement off of this and turn down the new backplate. The new backplate I got is a 6 1/4 inch backplate, which is quite a bit bigger. I think this is only, I think it's 5 3/4. So I'm gonna get it cleaned up. There's a little bit of oil and residue buildup on it, so I'm gonna get it all cleaned off and get this measured and see what size I need to make the new backplate. So this is the new backplate, and this stuff is like the consistency of old honey. So I'm gonna get all this cleaned up before I do anything else, because I want it to, when I put it on the spindle, I want it to lock in nice and tight. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up along with the old backplate so I can get all my measurements, and then we'll bring you back. Alright, I got the backplate kind of cleaned up, but first I wanted to pull off my 3-jaw, which, gosh dang, those are tight. And clean this. Alright, so here's the new backplate. You can see cleaned up nice and pretty. And what I want to do is just check and make sure that it completely locks. Let's see how true it's running. That's it, that's pretty good. I don't see really any run out on the face. But we'll check it before we do anything. But I just figured I'd check it and make sure it fit up and everything before I got too much further with the video here. Alright, so I cleaned off this one, and you can still feel a raised lip right here. There's just a little bit of rust build up. I didn't want to get too aggressive with it, so I just hit it with some non-abrasive Scotch-Brite, and I think I'll still be able to get a fairly decent measurement. Real quick, I probably should have taken these out while I had the thing apart. Now I know why I didn't take these out earlier, because I probably tried to twist it and needed a Allen wrench and didn't feel like grabbing one. Alright, let me check my calipers are zeroed out here. I just kind of want to do a side by side with these and see. So I'm getting while it's on there, five and 3/4 of an inch. It's getting so I'm getting pretty much the exact same 5 and 3/4. So what I'll probably do is go just a little bit bigger and then check it. If I need to take off just a little bit, I can smooth it out a little bit with some emery cloth and get it to where it matches this, because this one's I mean, it sucks right in perfectly, so I don't want to go any bigger on that. Alright, I'm going to be taking my first cut here, just making sure everything clears. Not going to have a crash or anything here. I'm going to start off at 200 RPM. And just see how this handles it. Probably help to engage my feed if I want to feed. I'll start with just a 5/1000. Okay, well, I think I am going to need some more paper towels. The cut looks fine. It looks really, really good, but I do not like this stuff going everywhere. So I think I'm going to get, I might use one of Keith Fenner's tricks, and that's to stick a brush, paintbrush over the top here, so, because I'm getting cast iron grit everywhere right now. So let me find something to do here and come back. Alright, I'm a little bit better prepared now. I've got my magnetic paintbrush up here, and we're going to give this another try and see how it goes. according to the calipers, we're a half a thousandth off. So I think I'm gonna call that good. I think it helped. Knock this back edge off here. It is ridiculously sharp. Let me switch my tools around so I can nip this back edge. Alright, I've got a left-handed turning tool in now, so I'm gonna just put a 45 on this back edge here. Alright, so I'm all switched back around. I'm going to take just a real light skim cut across the front. Actually, even before I do that, let me grab my indicator. I'm kind of curious how far out this actually is. And I don't see a really good way of getting this so you guys can see it. That face is actually running pretty dang true. I'm getting just a little bit of wiggle in the indicator. That test indicator I had reads in half thousand, so it's pretty good, but I want to be 100% sure that it's running true for me on my machine. So the way I like to do this, I like to lock my cross slide in position, and what I did is I bottomed out my compound where it's just going to be taking a real light cut across the face there to eliminate as much backlash as I possibly can, because there's a little bit of backlash in the compound, a little bit of backlash in the cross slide. So this way I know when I come in I can lock this down, lock my compound, the table cross slide is locked, and I can just feed in. was a very, very nice finish. I took it probably way slower than I really needed to, but better to have a finish that's way nicer than you thought it was going to be. Alright, so for cutting this section, the actual register here, what I'm going to do is I touched off the edge here and I put my mag base indicator down. I don't have room to put it on the other side of the cross slide, so this is the only place I can stick it. I've got it zeroed out, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go in, clear this. I'm going to go in 200. And just put a witness mark in real quick. So I've got my witness mark there. So I know exactly where I'm starting at. And what I did, because I'm off kilter here a little bit, bring this around, see if I can stick it somewhere so I can show you guys what I'm actually talking about here. So there's a little tiny clock gauge right here off to the right side on the way that this dial is, the way I'm looking at this dial, and these are your 100,000ths. So right here I'm at 0 and I'm almost touching the 3. So if I back up more, I go beyond 3. So there I know I'm at my stop point on my in feed. Alright. Now I'm zeroed back out and I can actually start my first cut. Looks good. Okay, we're 1,000th over there. So I'm going to call that good for that measurement. Let's see how we did with our depth. We're at 195. And the depth was 192. So we have 5/1000ths, or no, 3/1000ths clearance here. I'm going to come in with this tool here and just face a little bit of this off and just put a little bit of a radius against the back edge here, and then we'll knock just a little tiny chamfer on the front register here, and then we'll move everything out of the way and see how we did. Okay, what I want to do first, let me shut the camera off and move some stuff, clean up a little bit.